Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Remy Please of Flight Room TV. This is another episode of the Fifth Quarter Podcast, the best sports podcast in the nation. I'm with my bro Lighthouse, and
What's up, y'all?
we're gonna jump right into it. This is week 8 NFL football, almost dead center in the middle. Let's just recap what transpired in week 7. Anything stood out?
Yeah, KC took another L.
Mhm.
Patrick Mahomes concussion. I think everybody we kind of like just took everything for granted with the whole Kansas City Patrick Mahomes situation. I think we all thought they was going to be straight as long as Patrick Mahomes was good. They was going to be good, and it shows he's human too. You know what I'm saying? He has his flaws. He has to work on. I think it's kind of interesting. I think we watching like a guy like kind of like deal with the growing pains of just being kind of pushed on that pedestal and his confidence being raised up, and he just doing a lot of like unconventional shit on the field. A lot of times be unnecessary. So I think that we just watching that whole situation he going through. And then also the other thing that stood out to me was the Bengals beating the Ravens. I didn't think they was going to beat the Ravens like that. Jamar Chase looking like he going to eventually be top 3 in the league. I think I seen you say earlier in the week in the group chat, there's no answer for him, and I agree. Like right now, he's definitely looking like a special talent. Probably the way he's standing out probably hasn't been like since since Odell when he first popped on the scene.
Yeah,
the way he's looking right now, But yeah, those probably the 2 biggest things. Takeaways I took away. Another thing, bringing it back to Washington. Just typical, the shit with what's his name, Taylor Heineke, just going down on the 1-yard line. If that ain't some shit that we go through, like or even McLaurin, just dropping the touchdown pass. Those are 2 situations right there, where it could have been a completely different situation if things would have went to plan. So I don't know. Those are my biggest observations from the week.
Okay, I would say, outside of like the Bengals, pretty much cementing, everybody had, Ravens win that division. They probably will win the division, but Joe Burrow in the second year coming off a season-ending injury, like we didn't expect this for them to be clicking like this early. People were kind of like just nervous about the whole Zach Taylor coaching position over there, like didn't know what they were getting out of it. Just their defense, like with not really big names on their defense. Maybe Jesse Bates, a few of the defensive backs. Like there's no really, guy that stands out over there in Cincinnati. And they kind of like held Lamar in check for the most. I mean, they still put up 30 points, but they kind of rattled him for a little bit. Let's see. Mac Jones whooped up on the Jets. I mean, they knocked Zach Wilson out of the game. And I don't know, like he's not like a sexy, type of player. Like it's pretty much the same system as Matt Castle or Garoppolo and Tom Brady. They really froze like all these drag routes and dumping off in the backfield and letting your players make plays. So I don't know. Like we'll see next week with the Patriots and who was that really stood out? The Raiders. The Raiders came out. I thought this was going to be one of those games with like all the drama that's happening, behind the scenes. I thought this was one they was going to fall to, and they, David Carr without Waller, Derek Carr without Waller and stuff, he still put up points. So yeah, that pretty much. But yeah, let's jump into the whole Washington. Like, how are we gonna? I think this is a huge game. We're playing a team that's not that good. They kind of started off a little hot and fizzled off. So I don't know. This is kind of like, I mean, I feel like every week, like we really don't know what we're getting, and we keep being let down. Like we only put 10 points. We should have for real scored like probably 20 to 35 last week. We was in the red zone a rack of
We could have
times.
won that game, man.
Yeah,
It wasn't like it was just crazy because we didn't look terrible
right.
against them.
The
It was just
defense actually kind of played good. They
they
gave up.
did. They put a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers. That was probably one of their best games, at least from what I could visually just see the defensive line getting a lot of pressure.
And Jamin Davis has kind of been flashing just a little bit here and there the
A
last 2
lot
weeks.
more. Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed that.
But yeah, our DBs, we gotta switch something up, man. St. Juice, I mean, he's playing good for like he's like 3rd or 4th round rookie.
I think he was a 4th.
4th round, yeah. I mean, he's
say,
playing good. You
or 3rd. He was a 3rd. I took that back. He was a 3rd. But yeah.
You forced him in the starting position, and I mean, he's playing against Devontae Adams, and you know he's pretty much the number 1 because William Jackson hasn't done the goddamn thing since he got here. So
they was picking on him last week too.
Yeah.
But I mean
that's to be expected.
Yeah, and as far as with St. Juice, my thing with him is that I think I said this before, but I feel like he's just taking his lumps. I see like I think he flashes. I like his his overall like athleticism, his size. I just think he's just young and inexperienced. But once he get his confidence, he take his wounds. You know what I'm saying? He take he make a couple plays, and I think we could potentially, because I think on the low quietly we actually do pretty good with corners. Like what I'm saying, like Breland was okay. We had fucking Dunbar before his situation.
Carlos
Rogers, Kendall Fuller. Like these guys are all solid. They may not be maybe top 3, but these are all respectable corners. So I think he could be another guy that eventually end up being one of those guys. So yeah. But as far as this game, I do agree. I think this is a game that we can win. And like you said, every week we don't know what we're going to get, man. Literally, the team has no identity. You can still tell they're trying to find their way on offense and defense. Heineke, man, he be fucking up, but he fun to watch. That motherfucker is. Like, he's fun to watch. So he gets himself out of danger. He makes plays you don't expect him to make. And then the next thing he throw the most lame armed interception you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's funny because like how like in the past we would like have quarterbacks here and they say, oh, his footwork is terrible. You know what I'm saying? In the pocket, his footwork is terrible. Taylor Heinicke footwork is terrible, and that's why some of his passes be so arid. But you can tell sometimes when he put his foot in the dirt and he drives on the ball, it come out a little different. Like it's when he has like he makes a decision, I'm going there with the football. And then boom, it's there. Like it's decisive, and it gets there. Like it's on a tight rope. But it's times where he he's backpedaling, he's running to the side, and he kind of like lofts it over there, and that's where players can like run up underneath it and pick it off.
But see, and it's so funny. I think this is just something to observe as a Redskins fan, because we watched RG3, we watched fucking Dwayne Haskins, and then we watched the Taylor Heinicke. And they're not judging this nigga the same way.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not every fucking pass is as an NFL quarterback. He has to learn how to. He has to squeeze that in there a little bit more. Like they're not doing all that shit with him. They even if you watch Lamar Jackson, who's already won the MVP, every fucking incompletion Lamar Jackson throw, they having a conversation about how he needs to improve. You watch Taylor Heinicke pretty much play the same style of football, and all they talk about is how they like that like how he makes plays, he runs out there like what Ron Rivera says, he plays like like his hair's on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody compliment him for the same shit that these other black quarterbacks to be kind of getting be getting dismissed for. It's like this they take away from them for the same thing. We're watching right now how Taylor Heinicke. That's the same reason why I said we should not bring in Cam Newton. Because if Cam Newton was doing the same shit, it'd be way ugly.
I got there on that though. Do you think because like they see these big, strong, big arm quarterbacks and like, oh, he should be able to do everything under the sun, and then they see this guy coming from Old Dominion, sleeping on his sister couch and shit. There's not like lofty expectations, and he's like the the guy that you can go to the bar with and shit like that. So like they put these players on this stage, and he's like, oh my gosh, Cam Newton, he's taller than all his receivers, he's big and strong, he can throw it over the stadium and stuff like that. But Taylor Heinicke, he's like the guy that they secretly root for. So like they give him all the passes in the world.
I mean, kind of. There's a thing to that. I do agree with that. But there's always been these big arm quarterbacks, and I mean, I guess you're kind of right because even like some of those big arm, like those big 6'5", 6'7" quarterbacks who like Ryan Mallett and shit, they used to shit on Ryan Mallett all the time because they're like, you big, you about 6'7", you got a strong ass arm, like what's going on? So he used to get shitted on. So I mean, I guess that does play a part in it. But I always ask myself that question with quarterbacks is like, how come the guy who you invested more in has a shorter leash? I never understood that shit.
I don't know. You just want him to come in and just kill it, and it's not always
But
the case
Heineke
like
going to
that.
be able to. He going to be able to play this whole season out, and ain't nobody
Right, because they already
mad.
Ron already said he's not looking to Kyle Allen anytime soon. So
yeah, I wouldn't bring Kyle Allen. I mean, I can ride out with Heineke. I do want to see Fitzpatrick in his offense a little
and
bit.
now, and now they're saying Fitzpatrick injury is taking a little bit longer than what they expected too. So
yeah, so we're gonna be with Heineke for the rest of the season. I mean, it's cool. I mean, like I said, he can make plays, man. I think if we get a game where the defense hold up and Heineke can just keep us in the game, I think we'd be all right.
Right. So how do we win this game? And this is pretty much. I mean, every game is a must win, but this is a must win game.
We 2 of 5, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, we can't afford to lose no more than maybe 3 or 4 games, man.
Right.
Even more than that because we won
the division. The run starts here.
Yeah, the run got to start now because we can't lose no. We literally we only allowed 2 more losses. If we go more than 7 losses, we got to win 10 games. So
it's gonna be tough playing in Denver. I mean, the weather's good for as of right now. I would say, I mean, you got to stop the run. I mean, we've been pretty decent on the run. I haven't, have we gave up a 100-yard rusher? I don't think so. They got 2 running backs, pretty good running backs. Teddy Bridgewater, he's not going to throw the game away. 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 70% completion percentage. It's just he doesn't take those chances down the field. But they might get Jerry Jeudy back. He's one of my favorite young receivers in the league. Courtland Sutton, the tight ends, Noah Fant. They got weapons. I mean, we've been said they had weapons. So I don't know. It's just how, and outside of that, like what do we have? Like we have Terry McLaurin. That's it. That's the drop off.
That's it.
A huge drop off.
I've been saying forever they need to just circle that whole offense around him because he's pretty the only much. I mean, the past couple of years he's the only consistent piece on that entire offense. And I've been saying this, and I'm gonna say it again. They use Antonio Gibson wrong. They need to stop trying to experiment with his ass and just use him as he's a weapon. You know what I'm saying? Use him in situations.
He got a chain now that's a weapon. So,
but that's how they need to use him. He's a specialty. Like he's a weapon. He's a tool. Like he's one of those guys you put in situations, but just trying to make him an everyday back. I mean, every down back, you're gonna wear his ass out. You can clearly see he's not built to be taking a whole lot of hits like that anyway. So,
a stress fracture in his.
Come on, man. They gonna wear that man out. They gotta use him in space and situation. I guarantee you, if you put him on like Kansas City, he'd probably be a Pro Bowler or some shit like that.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine him playing in that offense, all that space he would be playing in. Just shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So they're not using him right, man. And it's a shame because he's one of those explosive, game breaker type talents.
Right. So I'm kind of like in between of like where we should like spread it out and let Heineke, if they're gonna play man, like if you can get it to somebody or if not run, you know what I'm saying, slide. He's an excellent slider too. Like he be sliding like goddamn.
He do
like
effortless.
Yeah, like Trey Turner, he be sliding, but
he had to play baseball. That's too natural. Too natural.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I'd be in between, or should we like slow the game down? But we don't really have like a running back that that can like take the life out of the defense. So maybe we do need to pick up the phone and holler at Darius Geis while there. So I don't know.
Or give Patterson some more carries just to see.
Because I didn't see him at all.
He's a true running back. He's a true running back. So at least give him
and a workload type running back.
Yeah.
He hasn't done in the league. He is a workload type running back. So
because that's the type of guy we need to go with Gibson and McKissick, man. We had like a workhorse type running back to go along with those two, man. That's as good as a running back tandem as you're gonna get.
Right. So saying all that, like, right, and our needs, I don't really see us making any pushes before the trade deadline. But if if there's anybody on your radar, who would it be?
I mean,
not just us around the league too.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the first thing I thought about was us, though. But a lot of people talking about making trades for a quarterback. I mean, like, ain't really nothing out
Nah,
there worth
I wouldn't
giving
say
up a
that.
lot
Yeah.
for the future to try to get a quarterback. I'm not trying to give up
Plus,
a
in the
lot to
middle of the
get to a.
season, like no.
Yeah, in the middle of the season, most likely it's not going to work out that great because let's say we bring Tua in. So Tua's supposed to just learn a whole new offense, perform, and then if he don't perform, it's going to be like, fuck him.
And I
Let's
looked
get a
at the
quarterback in
numbers
the
like
first round.
the last couple of
He's
weeks.
been
too.
playing good.
He's been playing good.
He's been playing good.
Okay.
But my whole thing is that my problem is giving up a lot to get him, and
Yes.
then if he don't perform right away, we're gonna be like, fuck him and go right back in the draft. It's like, what's the point of giving all that up if we only gonna give him 8
A draft
games?
that really don't have nobody.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we might as well. I would stay away from quarterback if we do try to make a trade, and I just go in the draft, man. This year we already had this conversation. Ain't nobody really jumping out, but they saying that black quarterback from Liberty.
Yeah.
They saying that's the number one guy. Malik
Willis.
Harris or Willis. Yeah, they saying that's the number one guy right now. I haven't watched his film.
I heard what's the name? Pickett jumped up on a lot of people's boards after today, but
and Matt Corral too. Actually,
I don't really like Corral. I mean,
I kind of like him from one of the games I saw with him. That game when he ran for like 100-something yards, he looked good in that game.
Yeah, but if you get a Corral, you have to have the offense that absolutely suits him.
I agree.
He also has a noodle arm. So
okay, well, I didn't pick up on that, but you're probably right. I was probably right.
Pickett is like the big, strong arm. Country fed.
Yeah.
That typical quarterback. He does play the U this week.
All right, well, that's something to see.
Yes, and I mean, I think he has like 23, 25 touchdowns to 1 interception so far this year.
All right, well,
so he's kind of decisive with the ball. But I mean, it's Pitt. They haven't really played anybody. But you really can't say that because
the guys come from anywhere.
Yeah,
I mean, Harris he's from Liberty.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, so yeah.
Willis, yeah.
Oh yeah, Willis, yeah.
And yeah, he but Willis, I mean, everybody, it's just so hard to tell with these college players because everybody be so wide open. And the game plan, the scheme, the RPOs and stuff like that, everybody be so wide open. It's hard to really tell.
Especially those Big 12 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But yeah, so trade deadline, I mean, I'm thinking there's a lot of people on these these teams that looks like they might have the top 5 pick. So teams like Houston, what are y'all gonna get? Brandon Cooks been balling.
Houston got to make a move though. They got to get something for back. They might as well just. I think I can see that happening before the trade deadline. That's possible.
Brandon Cooks been balling. Chicago, Allen Robinson, they've been talking about moving him. So, and he's not gonna put up a lot of points with a young rookie quarterback that's kind of finding his way. So he could be, trade bait.
I can see that happening because right now, like you said, that situation with Justin Fields is looking very RG3, Jay Gruden-ish right now over there.
Yep.
So I don't know if I'm Allen Robinson, I want to be in that environment because it doesn't look like you're
missing your prime years, bro.
The coach not putting him in a position to succeed, and if you're a wide receiver who need the ball, I wouldn't even want to be a part of that.
Right. And then I think we need to make a call down to Miami and get either Byron Jones or Xavier Howard because depending on their next couple games, if they sink, they might as well sell. Who else? I even think the Saints, Mike Thomas.
Oh yeah, they gotta do something with him because clearly that whole relationship. That whole situation with him and the Saints down there is just fucked. So I wouldn't be surprised if he never played another game with them again. So
right, and he was talking shit before. So
something happened. I think what was that the end of last season where he got in a fight with somebody in the locker room, and it seems like whatever that incident was, it seemed like ever since then shit's been going downhill with inside the organization. And he was one of the top tier receivers in the league. Didn't he lead the league in receiving the year before that? So I mean. Shit. I'd be with shit. We need to make a call for that motherfucker.
But do you trust the quarterback throwing to him, or you just want to have him in place for the next guy coming in?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I would want that, but if you're gonna get him a guy, if you're gonna have a Terry McLaurin and a Michael Thomas, you need a quarterback that can get them the ball.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't bullshit. I would even want what are they doing with Derek Carr? Are they going? He's a long time?
Especially now that John Gruden's gone now.
because he was standing on the table for him.
Yeah.
So maybe want to pick up the phone, but they probably want to do no dealings with us anyway because the whole Al Davis shit. like
that's probably
he over there dry snitching like shit. So I don't think he don't want to do no dealings with us.
And Derek Carr, McQuarrie putting up numbers, and no one ever really talked about that shit.
Yeah, I just signed on my fantasy a couple weeks ago, so I'm paying close attention. You got somebody that you eyeball on the trade deadline. They saying Fletcher Cox is he might be on the market. Still can't hear you, brother.
We'll get.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah.
For Fletcher, but man, they about to break up the whole team. It looks like ain't nothing happening. I'll be happy for that man. When they let go of Zach Ertz, man, last week, that one hurt.
And he put up a big touchdown, like right
I know.
after too.
He
looks so happy too.
Man, what exactly? Nice little 47-yard scamper. I'm like, damn. But if we get something for Fletcher, then it is what it is. But man, Philly not doing nothing this year. That shit is like evident.
So do y'all got y'all losing this weekend? That might be one of my upsets.
Be Detroit though. We can steal that one. We can get that.
Also, let me go preview this because I had this shit in the.
I think that's gonna be. It's gonna be one of them game of the week type games. Comes out like a field goal, but Philly gonna steal that shit.
It's just like outside of DeAndre Swift and what's that other receiver that they got? He's like, I forget his name. He got like a weird ass name.
Oh, St. Brown.
St. Brown. Yeah.
What's it called? Amon Ra, some shit like that.
Yeah,
Amon Ra, St. Brown.
Yeah, that's not really. Golf ain't in.
But I would rather have, and I joked about this dude. What's the guy? Their coach over there. I don't know his name.
I like his energy though.
I like his energy rather than Ron just being all fucking passive and shit. Every fucking interview and shit. I don't like that shit. Like, show some passion on the fucking side.
He even called Jared Goff out a couple weeks ago. It was like, hey, we just need more. Like, we just need, a completion here or there. We just need a first down rolling. He's like, you just got to step up. Yeah. He ain't got no other word. But I do like that coach. His energy ain't bad. And honestly, they don't call bad games. It's the execution and the players not coming through, honestly. And what's crazy is Detroit's only lost.
They don't have athletes.
No, I know, but all their margin of loss hasn't been more than 8 points, 7 points. Like, yeah, they've been in every game damn near. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
how do y'all win this game? Real quick, how do y'all win it? Huh?
But that's what I'm saying. Our man, defense and run the ball. That's all I got.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna jump into it. The money segment. It's time for Stone Cold Locks of the Week. Stone Cold Locks of the Week each and every Wednesday whenever we do the shit. But we got a good record. I need to add the tally up because we missed last week. But I mean, the last time I checked, we was 15-11 or 15-8 or some shit like that. But yeah, we're gonna move forward. Stone Cold Locks of the Week. Who you got, Lighthouse?
Give me the Rams over Houston. I think that's gonna be a bloodbath. Yeah, simple as that, man. Houston's one of the worst teams in the league. Yeah. Rams is one of the best teams in the league, and they got probably the most prolific offense right now. And Jared Goff and Cooper Kupp are on my fantasy team. Oh, who did I say? Yeah, I said Jared Goff. Yeah, Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp are on my team right now, and they putting up numbers. And I expect them to put up numbers this week against them. So there you go.
Okay,
you're coming through too, for real.
All right, I'm a jump out on them because I don't want to take nothing too gimmicky. I'm gonna take Atlanta -3. Atlanta's been balling lately. Atlanta's been balling, just over North Carolina. I think North Carolina's gonna make a big trade after this game after they lose. The defense has been balling. Deion Jones just won NFC Defensive Player of the Week. They're opportunistic. They're flying around the ball. Matt Ryan is kind of like comfortable who he is. Old guy slinging it to these young receivers. Cordell Patterson, whoever's designing the offense, salute to them. But yeah, I'm taking ATL -3 at home. We at P. I don't hear you, P.
All right.
Still don't hear you, P. Still don't hear you, P. You fucking up. send me who you got in the chat, and I'll speak for you. And then we're gonna get up out of here. We even touch on some of these.
Yeah, the NBA shit.
We'll save it for next week. All right, so okay, P got Cincinnati, the Natty -3 over. What are you playing? The Jets. The Jets. No, it can't be -3. It's -10.5. It started at -3.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, you can still probably take them. They're gonna have probably Joe Flacco or somebody playing for them because Zach Wilson got his bell rung. Yeah, so he's still gonna take a -10.5. Yeah, so I don't know. They're gonna end with that shit. But yeah.
The Jets probably in Houston are probably gonna be the worst teams in the league. Probably the Jets. I think
I would say the
Jets.
Yeah.
Oh shit, and you gotta throw the Jags in there too.
Yeah, and they're going to. I think they're going to Seattle this week too. Tough
Check.
Yeah, you in there?
All right, cool.
Yeah,
I had to fix that.
Yeah,
But yeah, Flacco did just get traded, which
But,
don't
all
mean
right.
nothing. But still, yeah, that's the lock. Since
But yeah, that's our Stone Cold Locks of the week. We do this shit each and every Wednesday. Make sure y'all betting even units. Al's not here for me to explain it to him. Those that you bet, the people out there that do bet, y'all know what even units mean. You can get that paper. But this is me, Remy Please, of the Fifth Quarter Podcast, brought to you by Flight Room TV. We're gonna catch y'all on the flip with another episode of the Flight Room Podcast, and then follow that with an overtime. We got something special brewed up for that. I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip, y'all. Peace.
Nah,
Peace
peace
out.
out. Peace.